for season 2 of Born Again. And so far, first episode's really good.
What do you think of the costume?
I love it. It's
Yeah,
very
now that I see it in motion, it looks so good.
Oh yeah, it looks fantastic. And from what I hear, that costume is going to morph. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of his name. Daredevil. His actual name.
Oh, Murdoch?
No, his
Oh,
actual name.
oh, Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox. Thank you. God, I was blanking. Charlie Cox has said that suit is going to morph into a suit that's only been in the show throughout the show. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Because from what I'm seeing and what I've seen in some of the previews, it just looks like the paint chips away. Because it looks like it's a red suit that just had black painted over it.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
it still looks cool, and I like how he actually has.
oh, it does absolutely.
Like, I like how he actually has like the DD in on the chest.
Yeah, it took long enough, but we finally got it. And it's cool to see. I always love a good superhero getting a black suit when they're not normally having one. I'm going to be that person, though. To this day, they have not, and I don't think they're ever going to make a better Daredevil suit than they made for the one that Elektra wore.
Oh.
That suit, I don't know what it was, but they were on one in the freaking drawing room when they put that thing together, and it is sick as fuck.
Yeah, that one was cool.
Mm-hmm. That whole run was really good. Anyway, so yeah, just a first note, the black looks fantastic. So they went out of their way to say that last season was going to be ultra violent. And then they did a little bit of ultra violence, but not much. Now, in the beginning of this episode, the very first fight, Daredevil blows a guy's forearm bone clean out of his arm.
Yep.
This is a little bit more of what I would have expected last season when they said it was super violent, because I know I've said this 1,000 times. Kingpin decapitated a guy with a car door in the Netflix show.
I don't think anything is going to top that anytime soon. But we're getting there, especially with this episode.
Yeah, and especially they're like not afraid to just like point blank blow people's heads off, like through shot from the back end. So I've got a question. When the ship goes down and that guy drops his watch, Daredevil tosses it inside of the weapons case. Do you think that is so that he can possibly, if he has to go after that, find that easier because it will have a clicking sound from a watch on it?
You know, it's possible. Like, I think, granted, it's been a while since I've, been in this world, but in this episode in particular, they put a lot more emphasis on Murdoch's hearing.
Mm-hmm. They do it like the biggest emphasis, and people like to forget that they do this, and I thought it was the coolest detail of that movie. In the Affleck Daredevil movie, they have him sleeping in water to drown out the sound of the city so he can actually sleep because of how effective his hearing is. Like, that was one thing that always made me so happy when they went out of their way to show how actually having super hearing would
Kinda
be
sucks.
fucking terrible. Because there's no real way to turn it off.
No.
It'd be one of the worst powers to have ever. Like, at all. And, like, Super Scent also? A lot of these that are like, he's a pro hunter, he's got great seeing, sight, and hearing, and no, you have sensory overload at all times of the day, and nobody ever likes to think about that.
Yeah, like it takes in it would take immense training to like, you know, to really hone in your skills,
Only
because if
what
you don't, then you
to
know.
try and somehow hone in so that it only works when you want it to. It's like freaking Clark when he is trying to work on a daily basis and not snap a door clean off his hinges when he opens a door. Like that kind of thing, but with a thing that happens without you trying to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can control how much you open a door. I don't know how the fuck you control how much you hear naturally. But, so. Oh, God. What was that? What was the black gentleman's position in town that was trying to get a hold of Fisk the entire time? Was it district attorney?
Um,
Was it
I think he was the attorney governor.
attorney governor? So he had Mrs. DeFontaine on the phone.
Yep, I picked up on that.
Don't know why. But hopefully that comes into play because she's in charge of a quite important operation at the moment.
I was gonna say, like, do you think we see her pop up in the show? Or, better question, do you think they start to bring in a little bit more of the MCU into the show? No.
I see Daredevil stepping out. I don't see them stepping in.
Yeah,
Because
makes sense.
again, all of those people are way, and this is nothing against Charlie Cox. A lot of those people in all of those movies have 68 billion other projects going on, including shooting movies that involve the MCU.
Including movies that are, you know, in production right now.
So, like, maybe Fontaine comes in, but I would love to know the reason you'd come up with for why. Because she's in charge of the fucking Avengers at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she would drop in. Maybe just to be, I don't know, maybe just to be like, "Hey Fisk, you suck." And that's and that's about it.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the last time she was in a Marvel TV show Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yes. God, has it really been that long?
Yeah, because she was then in Black Widow.
Yep.
And
then Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah, Wakanda Forever, and then Thunderbolts. She's not been on Marvel TV since her debut. She's been exclusively a movie character.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I really hope that wasn't just a hello name drop character. Bye bye. Because that's a very important character in the context of when this show was happening to be on the fucking phone with.
Exactly.
But anyway.
But that happens after we meet Mr. Charles.
I miss Matthew Lillard so much.
He is so good in this role.
Like, I have not watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movies, and I didn't watch Scream. Matthew Lillard is so good at just being whatever the fuck is asked of him. Quentin Tarantino, you can go fuck off.
Yeah. Forever, basically.
A, that statement's wrong. B, in your position, you should not be a person making those fucking statements.
This.
And C, fuck you.
Yeah.
Because Lillard's awesome.
Lillard is awesome.
Yeah. But, and so is Dano. Fuck off. Have fun making this movie that you can't decide on what the fuck you want to do because you're so presumptuous that you can only make 10 fucking movies, ass. Anyway.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, this Mr. I don't know what the fuck to make of Mr. Charles, where he's dunking his fucking mid-2001 Nokia flip phone in his brandy for whatever fucking reason. Because, like, he said Langley, so I'm assuming he's FBI.
That's what I'm thinking.
So I don't know if that was just his phone and now it's a burner, so I gotta get rid of it. I don't fucking know. But I remember hearing an interview where D'Onofrio goes, Lillard is such a good actor that I actually hated him because of how much I hated Mr. Charles. That's how much he made me hate him during those scenes. And I didn't hang out with him on set because I was so irritated at his character.
That's great. I love how just like obnoxious he is, but
yeah.
But it's Lillard, so you kind of love it.
Yeah, he's like, Lillard, he openly said, Lillard's an amazing individual and I love him, but I could not be near him on that set because he irritated me so much. But, yeah, he's someone that Fisk knows, and he's an FBI agent that is running, or it's not for sure running guns, but he is using that port. And he is not feeling confident that Fisk is going to handle this cleanup correctly, to the point of where, are you confident enough to have your guys clean this up and then kill every single one of them after it's done? Because you're going to have to. Otherwise, I can just get a night crew together really quick, because I don't think you can handle this.
Yeah, that scene is great because even though we still don't really know what Mr. Charles is all about, he can still feel imposing while being just so laid back about it.
Mm-hmm. There was there's that. There's gonna be more from him, and it's gonna be great throughout the entire season. We have Heather attempting to, with the encouragement from Fisk's people, to purposely fudge with the psych records of these vigilantes to get them put away permanently and make them seem much worse than they actually are. And I'd not watched the episode yet, but because of the wild world of the internet, I got fed a spoiler that Heather's seen Muse, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm not I'm saying this is going to happen, but I honestly think it would be kind of fucking cool if it did. Someone brought up Heather is seeing Muse everywhere. Muse royally fucked her head up. Someone kind of went, what if they had Stockholm Syndrome to the extreme, and Heather, after having some breakdown trying to get her stuff done and can't, becomes a new Muse?
I can kind of see where they're going with this, where whatever she's trying to do with these psych evaluations, just it just doesn't work. And I guess the way I'm imagining her transformation is kind of like, I don't know if you remember the movie Pleasantville.
I think I saw it once, a long time ago.
But just sort of the idea of eventually she just sort of cracks and just becomes Muse, just by cracking under the pressure.
Okay, yeah.
In sort of a if you can't beat him, join him kind of way.
I could see that. Her mind just becomes so fucking warped by it that she almost feels like that he wasn't trying to hurt her, he was trying to save her. And that she becomes that much more against Daredevil because of it, because Daredevil stopped him from doing it.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe. I just thought that was a cool thing, and maybe she could just go nuts and then whatever it is, but yeah.
Either way, she's been bad news for like for Murdoch since they met.
Yeah, and they need to come up with a good storyline for her because I'm not gonna lie, her "We're the Flash" moment from last season royally pissed me off. You didn't. Daredevil didn't save me. I did. Yeah, when you were tied to a chair about to get slit to pieces, yeah, you did that. Anyway, yeah, then we get to see Poindexter save Matt at the very end because Matt is now like freaking the fuck out about like having flashbacks about Foggy with Cherry's heart like giving out, which I'm did it?
Maybe a little bit.
I don't know.
But that was really cool to see, like to see Poindexter. Well, we don't see him in the episode, but it is kind of cool that he's sort of tangentially helping out because the anti-vigilante task force is targeting everyone.
The thing I'm just wondering though, man, like it's I love how this show is super serious and super realistic, and then somehow he bounces a knife with the point open around that room to perfectly fall straight down. And I love, like, does Poindexter, I'm blanking right now, does Poindexter know that Murdoch is Daredevil?
I don't remember.
Because I'm wondering what the level of just mockery is that if he does know that he wrote "You're welcome" on the knife knowing Matt can't read it.
I just thought of that too. Like, wait a minute. No, that was definitely for us.
Because I'm like, how much of a fucking dickhead are you that you wrote "You're welcome" on this knife knowing full well the blind guy can't fucking read it? If you do know that's him. Because he shot the people after the mask got taken off, so he whips that bitch in there knowing full well that's the best friend of the fucking guy that he murdered at the beginning of last season. I don't know why it reminded me of this, but quick sidestep before we go. One of my favorite moments I've ever seen in like an internet video that I've watched. I used to watch a Let's Play channel called Super Best Friends, and they used to play this thing called the Shitstorm of Scariness every single October, where they would play 30 horror games for the month. And there's this dumb old school horror game where you're walking around a thing and this guy's trying to kill you, and then he shoots an arrow into the ground and you pick it up, and all it has is a note on it saying, "Next time I won't miss."
Nice.
Why wouldn't you just shoot me now? You had the advantage. It's so stupid, but yeah, is there anything else?
So I guess the one question I have is maybe it's a dumb one, but Cherry's gonna make it out of this alive, right?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember if his heart was making noises at the end of that episode or not.
I know it was beating pretty fast.
Yeah. I don't know. Because Cherry was looking into peoples from the boats, and you got the one dead, and then the one is at the cafe where that woman is trying to get him out. I don't know. It could honestly go either way.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because if we're going to have Matt break down farther, Cherry dying would be the way to do it. If they have freaking Foggy and Cherry die in a essentially very similar way where he hears their heart giving out.
Yeah, I don't think we need to break Matt again.
Mm-hmm.
After having experienced the death of Foggy.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention everything else from the Netflix series.
Yeah. And we have it confirmed that him and Karen are a thing again.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Oh, it's not nice. Is that like they confirmed that the Punisher is not going to be in this, but yet we're still going to have the storyline that the cops are using as symbol.
I hope they address that in One Last Kill.
I hope so. When is that coming out again?
I think it's the same day as the Daredevil finale.
The Daredevil
I think.
finale? Okay. Because man, I don't know. That's so weird. Because I guess if they have his version of getting out of the cell, doing whatever, because he's like locked tight under lock and key, begging somebody to let him tell him something, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have anything else.
So, yeah, I'm excited for the next couple episodes.
As am I. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us at Twitch at twitch.tv/Renegade Pop Culture. You can find us on YouTube at Renegade Pop Culture or Orkanoid Zero. Find us on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. And if you like cosplaying and the like, you can go over to my Instagram over at Organoid Zero, where all my convention going and stuff like that. And if you like some stupid TikToks and cosplay of acting out stuff with characters, I do that on my TikTok as well, also at Organoid Zero. Until next time, we will see you all later.
Peace.
Bye.